Please, let's start. Caleb,
Okay, good morning, sir.
good morning. Please go ahead.
All right, so last week we consider item on the Zoho books, and then we look at how we can create a new item columns to fill, such like the name of the item, and the units, and there's also an attachment column if you need to attach any image regarding the item to make it visible and easy to identify. And then we also look at the price, selling price, and the cost price. And under description, and we also have description of the item, and then we can track the item to ensure that as it's coming in, so that we can monitor the item that is coming in and the item that is going out. Uh, yeah, basically that's what we did last time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Caleb. So we've started this accounting training for the past, is it 5 weeks now, right? So we'll continue from where we stopped. I remember from the beginning of the training, so I gave you overview of the Zoho software, right? I gave you overview on the dashboard from the receivables to payables, the cash flow, right? I gave you a brief on it, the income and expenses and all of that. So how you can be able to navigate through the dashboard successfully and see one or two informations, right, that might be helpful for you in using the software properly. Then the second week, I think we're able to, go through the banking, how we can create the bank accounts that the business is using. And I made you to understand that whatever banking you are setting up, I believe you can see my screen. Can you confirm?
And I see your screen, sir.
Thank you very much. So I was able to give you overview of the banking, right? That whatever banking that you are setting up into the software must be the one that you have actually registered. That business is actually registered, right, with CAC. So that's what you are setting up, right, on the accounting software so that you'll be able to, post all your payments correctly from your bank account. So I showed you uh, how you can set up that account, right? I showed you the bank account name, which is the registered name of the company that you are setting up. The currency, of course, you must set your currency to the country of which you are doing your business, where your business operation is, and then put the bank name for proper recognition if you are using more than one bank account. And after you do that, then you can now, save. So you can register as many bank accounts as possible that their business is actually using. And the reason that we are doing all of this is to be able to know what comes in into the account, what goes out of the account, so that at the end of maybe weekly, monthly, when you are doing your reports, so you can be able to track every transaction correctly. You can be able to see how healthy that business is, the inflow that have comes in, right? The outflow, the payments, the revenue, and all of that. So that is the essence of the bank account. And it also helps you to separate, the business from personal, transactions, right? So you are not combining personal transaction with the business transaction. So you have to separate it because the business is a legal entity. Do you understand? So that is for the banking. And then we're able to proceed to the items. I think last week we were able to do a lot about the items. And I told you that the items is where you set up your products. Do you understand? Your product, either you are a physical product company or you are a service delivery company, right? You can set up all of that in your items. So I showed you all of that last week, and I was able to give you example, and you were able to also set up some items. You were able to register some items. So I told you, if you are selling physical goods, right, you will have to choose goods. But if it is service, you have to select service. So we use goods, right? So we set it up. I told you where asterisk, that means you have to register an information there before you can be able to successfully save that product. So I showed you all of that. Then you have to put your selling price, your cost price, how you can be able to determine your selling price when you know your cost price. So you can put a margin on it. Each product where you market last week, that beverages, we have drinks, we have different categories of product that put in the supermarket. So you can set up a margin, right, for each of those categories of product, maybe 20%, 25%, 30% for this, right, depending on how you want to set it up to ensure that there's enough, at least some profit that in each of those products, because the essence why you are into business to make loss, you are to be also make profit, and to ensure that the business is a going concern. So you put all those information there. The account has been already set for selling online. So whatever you are doing will be going to sales. Your products, if you sell it, it will go to sales ledger account. Then cost of goods sold on the purchase side, right? And I also told you that you must track your inventory, so that at every point in time, you want to know how many of these products is left in your store, so that you not be out of products. So on the inventory account, you select inventory assets, which is a current asset. Inventory asset is a current asset. Then inventory valuation, according to International Financial Reporting Standard, right? You have two options here on the Zoho software, FIFO and the weighted average cost. So always select FIFO, first in, first out. The product that comes in first will be sold first. That's what it means. And that's what inventory valuation simply implies. Then the opening stock, if you have opening stock of that product while we are setting up the software, you have to put it there. Then per unit of it. So this per unit is per each product, right? You have to put the rate there in this box that you are seeing, opening stock rate per unit. Then over here in the reorder point, you have to set up the reorder point, whereby these products, you don't want it to go below this quantity before you reorder another one. And you are always having that product, especially those products that are fast moving, right? Anytime customer comes, they can always come and ensure that they have that product right in the store. So that is for the inventory. So I believe that with all the example that we have done and your own practice, you are able to master, these items registering for the products. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So today, let's quickly move to the next item on the Zoho accounting software. Let's look at another aspect of the inventory, right? On this other aspect of the inventory, right, there's what we call inventory adjustment. Inventory adjustment. So inventory adjustment, just like the name implies, right? Although we should be wary of using this, right? Using this inventory adjustment. Inventory adjustment just simply means that after you have physically counted your product, right, and you notice that what you have in the store is not the same as what you have, you know, um, in your books, in your software, right? You have to reconcile it. And after you reconcile it, you have to do adjustment. Do you understand? So that what you have physically is reflecting what you have in your book. But you should be wary of doing that, because once you have set up your inventory, your product, you have registered it correctly, there should not be any reason why you are having discrepancies, why you are having difference, right, in your product. Even when you do audit, right, you do stock audit, inventory audit for that product. So that's why we must be wary of using inventory adjustment. But occasionally there might be need for that inventory adjustment. So you just come to under the menu of the inventory, then you select inventory items. So when you select inventory items, then you can come to new. You can come to new. So you can see that most time when you want to do adjustments, right, most time it will go through journals. So you can always pass journals for that. But then we look at, what we have on the Zoho books. So you can click on that, coming. You can click on that. So when you click on that, you will have this information. So you can see it's showing you new adjustment. Mode of adjustment, is it quantity adjustment or value adjustment? If it is quantity adjustment, of course, that will be in the number, right? In the number of the products that you're adjusting. If it is in value, especially now that there is inflation, right? Maybe the prices of the goods have now increased, right? So you have to adjust the value, the price of that product. So you have two options of adjustment: quantity adjustment and value adjustment. So if you have reference number, you can put your reference number here in the reference number box. Then I told you anywhere you have asterisk and red writing, you must put information. For the date, it is very compulsory you put information. So you set the date in the day that you are doing the adjustment. Then you have the account. The account is cost of goods, sold, that will be added. So it's correct. So you can leave reason for the adjustment. So you can put your reason. The reason for that adjustment, is it stolen goods? Was that good stole? You get, maybe if the goods was stolen, right? So you have to use the reason stolen. You select it, stolen. If it is stuck on fire, is it that fire caught the product or what happened? So you select the reason. Is it that the goods was damaged? You select it. If stock was written off, you select it. If it was stock taking that resulted into that, you select it, right? So you always put the reason there. It is very important. Then on the description, you can now properly describe the situation that warrants to the adjustment. Then once you do that, so here you can select that particular product, right? You can select that particular product here. So when you select it, then you can now go ahead and do all your necessary adjustments. Then you can put, maybe you want to upload any photo, you can put it there. Then thereafter, you can now convert to adjustment. Once you adjust, it will pass, the necessary journal entries into all the ledger accounts. So that is for the inventory adjustment, which is very important to ensure that your books, are in order. your books are always, correct. Do you understand? Once your books is correct, once you have a proper book of accounts, you have posted all your transaction correctly, you are sure that all your reports are accurate, all your reports are fine, all your reports are correct, right? And once you have a correct report, right, you know the state of your business, right? So that is about that. So that is why the accounting software is a game changer for any categories of business in this modern age. In this modern age. So we move on quickly. Let's come to sales. So we are coming to sales now. We are coming to sales now. We are coming to sales. We are coming to sales now. We are coming to sales now. So now for the sales, you all know that either you are selling product or service, right? Whatever your line of business, you are sure that you are either selling products or you are selling service. And either of the two, of course, you will be sending, invoice to your customer. You'll be sending invoice to your customer, right? And sending invoice to your customer means that you will have to, come to sales. You will be using sales menu. But of course, this supermarket that we were using, right? Because Zoho books, Zoho accounting software, right, is used for any categories of business, either supermarkets, either school, either companies, construction, or clothing business, any business at all, service business. Zoho books is always suitable for them. So like we're using this supermarket, for example. When you use supermarket, for example, right, you are going to, because you may not be able to be registering each of the customer, right, in your books. So when they want to buy, at that point that they want to buy, everybody is in a hurry. You just come to your sales receipts, do sales receipts quickly, right? Customer name, you can see customer name. Well, it's not that compulsory, but you can put it. If it's the customer that is in a hurry, you may just quickly go to the date of receipt, which will always give you the date of that receipt, of the date that you are trying to, do the receipt of that sales for that customer. The date will be there. Sales receipt number is automated. It will always generate for you, right? Because the customer is in a hurry and supermarket is a very busy place. So you just come to the date, put the sales receipt is already registered there, automated. Then come to the item. You must have registered all your products that you are selling there. So once you've registered all your products, right, it will just select for you this. You just select that product or that service. Quickly do that. Once you do that, of course, supermarket is a product. When you select that quantity, how many quantity, just change it to quantity quickly. It will multiply it, the rate times the quantity. It will give you the total amount. Once it give you the total amount, quickly go and post it. Quickly go and post it, right? Once you post it, you just give the customer the receipt and the customer make payment. But over here, right, you will just select the payment method. Of course, you always know that the payment method is through bank transfer, except if you are collecting cash. If you are collecting cash, or supermarket can collect cash, you can select cash, right? If the deposit, where is it deposited to, select the bank, right? With that, you just save and continue. Do you understand now? Save and continue. So are you there, Caleb?
I'm here, sir.
Okay. So we are looking at the sales angle of the accounting software. You know, we have been talking about supermarkets, right? That, oh, supermarket is a very busy place. Do you understand? It's a very busy place. So instead of you saying that, oh, you want to register the customer first before you do the invoice, it may take time. And some customer, they are always in haste, especially in Lagos, right? And some other place that, you know, people are mindful of their time. They want to quickly do what they want to do and go to the next agenda. So you just ensure that you are fast with whatever you are doing for them. So Zoho Books have provided a place whereby those categories of customer, you can quickly, you know, issue their sales receipt for them, and they make payments and they go, right? So if you want to do that, just come to this sales receipt, right? Sales receipt, just go there. Straight, select one like that. There are some places, like I told you, you will see, you can see customer name now. Is not too that important. If you don't put information there, you can still save and issue your receipt to the customer. But you see, receipt date, it is, of course, you need to know the date when you are doing that sales receipt, right? It's a supermarket. So sales receipt, you can see that it's automated to generate for you automatically. So you may not necessarily need to be typing anything on that sales receipt. What it is very important here for you is the items, right? The items. Do you understand? Select your items. Once you have registered all your products, it will always give it to you. Do you understand? It will always give it to you. And once it give it to you, right, you just, how many quantity are they buying for that particular product? You just put it, right? Put it there, the quantity they are buying, put it to multiply with the rate and give you what? The total. If that product is a vatable product, right, put your 7.5% for the VAT, right? It will just calculate it for you automatically. In less than 1 minute, it's not even up to 1 minute, in 30 seconds or 20, right? You will generate your receipt fast, right? Look at this one now, payment details. So supermarket used to accept cash. If it is cash, select cash. If it is bank transfer, select bank transfer, right? Then the deposit to which account they are paying to. If it is bank transfer, you select that bank that you have registered in that banking that we did. Select it here, right? If it is cash, you might need to just select this petty cash. Under this cash, you have petty cash, select it, right? There at the end of the day, you will have to like count all your cash and ensure that you print all your receipt, the copy of the receipt that you have given to the customer, and look at the cash. So the receipt and the cash that you have must be what? Must be the same at the end of the day. If there are discrepancies, that means that you are going to do what we call reconciliation, cash reconciliation, to ensure that you don't have, you know, any discrepancy with your cash and your sales receipts. Do you understand? So this place is actually good for all those fast moving consumer goods, FMCG, right? Just go to sales receipt and do that quickly in 20 seconds or less. So in 20 seconds or less, you can quickly do their sales receipt for them and sell and move forward, right? But for other businesses, right, that they might need to like maybe register their customer, then you can come to customer, right? Register the customer. In fact, you may not even need to register customer then before you come to invoice. On the invoice, When you click on invoice, right, you will see it there. On the invoice, you can come to what? New. If you are doing new invoice, you can come here and then write. If you have anyone there that you already want to use, you can select it. If you don't have, right, you can come to what? New. Right? So on the invoice, you can register your customer, you can put their phone number, email address, whatever, you can put everything there. For instance, now, if I'm registering new customer, look at what it's asking. It's asking for customer type. Customer type, is it that customer, is it a business or is it an individual? Right? If it is a business, that means that it's a registered business name, right? If that person is just an individual, they are not registered business, you just select individual. Do you understand? Then their name, salutation, is it Mr. or Doctor? Put their name here, right? Put their name, first name, last name, right? The company, right? The name of the company, display name, it will give you. Put their email address. The email address means that you can always send what's it called to them. You can always send their invoice to them via email, right? And you can always keep in touch with them via email at every point in time. Then you put their phone number and then their address, all of that, you always put it there so that you can always track their information, right? So that
Okay.
is an invoice. So once you select that invoice, once you have registered the name, it will bring it out for you. Then the invoice, most time the invoice are automated. It will pick it from the last one that you did, so that you not be stressing yourself in typing the invoice number again. Then you can see invoice date. The date is very important, right? Put the date, the terms of the sales. Is it due on receipt, or you are giving the customer maybe 15 days time? But most businesses is not too advisable to be giving long time to make payment. If it is due on receipt, put due on receipt and let the customer make payment and move forward to avoid payments being tied down, right? So the accounts receivables is still the same accounts receivable that you will select, right? Then you come to your what? To your items. Come to your item. Once you have registered it, select it there, right? If you have already selected there, how many quantity, right, are they buying of that particular product? You pick up the quantity, adjust it, the per rate, it will multiply it and give you the total, right? Once it gives you the total, is it a vatable goods? You select 7.5% is still the VAT currently, right? Select it. Once you select it, will give you the total, right? Then you can put your account number, put any note as regards that invoice, put it there. Once you do all of that, then you are good to go. You are good to go. That invoice is ready. Then you can send it to the supply, to the customer, and send it to your customer and follow up how many invoice you've done at every point in time. But you can always track your payments, and it is very important that you do your invoice correctly. Do your invoice correctly so that you can track your payments. Hello, are you there?
Yes, please.
All right, thank you very much. Coming.